Setup of BookingNinja is incredibly quick, and we'll actually show you that by going through the entire setup right now. So we'll click Let's Get Going, and the first option will be the name of your venue. So in our case, we will call it My Demo Wonderville for some reason, and then we'll click Next. Now it will ask you for the URL. This is the location that people can go to book your venue. It will fill it in automatically with a suggestion, but you can change this. For example, if you just wanted it as letsbookfor.com/Demo Wonderville, you can do so. Don't worry, later on, if you want to, you can also embed the widget into your own website so they don't have to go to Let's Book For. Once you've set your URL, click Continue, and you'll be presented with the option to upload your logo. Now, we'd always suggest uploading your logo, purely because it looks better, but it is an optional step, and in this case, we're going to quickly skip that. Now we'll create our venue layout. Now, the venue layout is quite simply which areas of your business are bookable. Now, you can create different floors, and these can be both physical floors, upstairs or downstairs, or alternatively, they can also be different areas altogether, such as indoors and outside. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create it indoors, and outside. Once you've created your floors, you can then add tables to these floors. To do this, click the Add Table on the floor you want to add the table to, and choose a table name. Our table convention is Table 1, Table 2, and I think you can see where this is going, Table 6. Then you have to add the maximum number of covers per table. So Table 1 has 6 chairs, so we're going to have 6 covers. Table 2 has 4 chairs, so we'll add 4 covers, and Table 6 is a big table with 12 covers. You can also at this point set a minimum number of covers. So for example, if we don't want Table 12 booked out for 2, we can say it needs to be at least 3 people to book Table 12. When the system places bookings onto tables later on, it will always choose the smallest possible table for that booking size. So you won't have immediately your Table 12 taken up by booking of 2. And then we'll just add 1 table outside, which we're going to call Outdoors Table. And set the maximum covers as 8 and leave the minimum covers empty. Once we've added all the tables to our system, we'll click Continue, and now we'll get to define the sessions. Now, the sessions are the different bookable options presented to your guests. So you may want to present your guests the option to be able to book indoors or outside, or you might have a restaurant and a bar area. So what we'll do is we'll create our first session, which is the indoor session, and our second session, which we'll call the outside session. It's important to note at this point, each session can have its own opening times and configurable settings such as booking limits. Once we've added our 2 sessions, we can then continue, and we'll go on to opening times. And this quite clearly defines when your venue is open. So to get started, we'll click Add Times, and we'll set the opening time, and our venue opens at 9 o'clock in the morning. We can set the last booking, and if we're closing at 6, let's have our last booking at 5 o'clock, and we'll set our closure at 6. Next, we can set which session this opening time applies to. So this one is the indoors. And then our outside, because we have different licensing, can't open until 11, and it has to close by 4 o'clock. You can have multiple opening times for each different session, or indeed for the same session. So if you open and close and open during the day, you can define that just by adding additional opening times. If most of your opening times are the same, you can click Duplicate, and then you can select which day to duplicate from. So we're going to duplicate Monday's opening times onto Tuesdays, and then we're going to duplicate onto Wednesdays, Thursdays, and of course Fridays. And then finally we can duplicate onto Saturday. But on Saturday we actually open slightly later, so we will add opening times to be slightly later, then save those changes. For some reason we're closed on Sunday. There we go. Once we're done with all our opening times, we can just click Continue. And from here, you'll get a few more options. You can allow same-day bookings, something we always do suggest if you can, and also to enable automatic seating and limiting. Now, this is an important one. This basically means If a booking can't be placed onto a table because they're all taken, then it won't allow that booking. If you don't use yield, you'll need to make sure you set a maximum number of bookings based on your venue size, but we always recommend people use yield, and the vast majority do. You can also change your turn time here, so this is roughly how long it takes for your guests to come in and out of the venue. 2 hours is a pretty safe standard, but we'll set ours as 90 minutes. We can get people out quite quickly. Once you've done all that, you'll then get your booking URL, which if we go to now, you will see we can now book my demo Wonderville. We can set 2 people on Thursday, and it will show us our various opening times for indoors and outside. And you've also got here your embed code if you want to embed the booking form onto your website. So if we click continue, we'll then get into the main control panel where we'll get our first test booking showing, and we can then navigate through the many more settings and options you have to control the look and feel, the contents of emails, and lots more that we'll cover in a subsequent video. But it really is that easy to set up BookingNinja and to start taking online bookings. So, what are you waiting for?